Hello everyone. Welcome to Math Fiesta 2021, the festival of mathematics. It's a good day, isn't it? Despite of all the physical constraint built by this COVID-19 pandemic, we are here virtually gathered to celebrate mathematics. First of all, I would like to congratulate each and every one of you for the enthusiasm you have shown in attending this Math Fest organized by the Department of Mathematics UG, St. Aloysius College, Autonomous, Mangaluru. I am Mohit Krishna, M. Kamath, and as one of the student coordinators, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome such wonderful philomatic audience to E-REKHA, which is a e-poster presenting competition where you bring out the Picasso in you all. Heartily welcome to you all. As you all know, this fest is dedicated to Professor K.A. Krishnamurthy, an eminent mathematician and a great teacher who spent his years making mathematics more interesting. Following his footsteps, the faculty and students of the department have taken this initiative to create an environment of learning through fun-filled events. So, I wish each and every one of you all the very best and hope you all have a good time and a great virtual fest experience. Let's start this event with a short prayer, and then the event heads Neville Maxim De Silva and Preeti Sahara Rodriguez will take over with the event. Now, may I request Lakshmi K to invoke the God presence amongst us.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering all of us here today. May you bestow your guidance and blessings on this event so that we can enjoy and appreciate its significance in our lives. Give us the desire to find ways to excel in our work. We ask this in the name of the Lord. Amen.
A very good afternoon to all of you. I, Neville Maxim De Silva, along with Preeti Sehara Rodriguez, on behalf of the organizing committee of Math Fiesta 2K21, warmly welcome you all to the E-REKHA competition, where you bring out the Picasso in you.
Mathematics is the cradle of all creations, without which the world cannot move an inch. Math includes numbers, letters, and equations, but it's also so much more than that. Math is a way of thinking, a method of solving problems and explaining arguments, a foundation upon which modern society is built, a structure that nature is patterned by, and math is everywhere. Whether you may buy a car, follow a recipe, or decorate your home, you're using math principle. Even insects use mathematics in their everyday life for existence. Snails make their shells, spiders design their webs, and bees build hexagonal combs. Remember, even when we brush our teeth, we should know how much toothpaste we should use. Now, that's math.
Without any further ado, permit us to start the event. I would now like to introduce the honorable judges of today's event. We have with us Mrs. Priya Montero. She is the head of the department of the UG Department of Mathematics, St. Aloysius College, Autonomous, Mangaluru. She is a passionate teacher and is rendering her service in the department for about a decade. Conducting Math Fiesta online from last year was her brainchild. A warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
The second judge for today is Ms. Apurva Shetty. She received her MSc in Mathematics from Mangalore University, and she is currently a lecturer in the PG Department of Mathematics at St. Aloysius College, Autonomous, Mangaluru. She previously worked at Purna Prajna College, Udupi. She is a passionate mathematician and a teacher. A warm welcome to you too, ma'am.
Before starting off the event, I will be recalling The rules once again. This is an e-poster presenting competition where participants will speak on their submitted posters. The theme for the poster is Math in Daily Life. Judgment will be based on relevance to the theme, originality, content, confidence, creativity, and presentation. Any form of plagiarism will lead to disqualification.
Participants, please note that you will have to speak about your poster for a maximum of 3 minutes as mentioned earlier. There will be two warning bells during the presentation. The first one will be rung at 2.5 minutes as the first warning call, and the second one at the end of 3 minutes. Judges will then be given a minute's time to clarify their thoughts on the poster, if any. I repeat again, judgment will be based on originality, content, confidence, creativity, presentation, and relevance to the theme, that is math in daily life. When the number is called, participants have to switch on their video and unmute themselves. The submitted posters will be presented by the event host. Therefore, we request the participants to not share the screen anytime during the event. Participants are expected to be in the meet till the end. Only those who stay will get the e-certificates. This is the time for any doubts if you have. Okay. Now the long wait is over. Let us just begin with our first contestant. Now presenting E1. Meanwhile, E2, be ready. E1, can we have you on the screen? Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. E1, your time starts now.
Good afternoon to one and all, to the respected teachers, judges, and my dear friends. I myself here to speak on the topic on my presentation, Maths in Our Daily Life. As we listen to the topic, the first question which comes to our mind is, do we really use maths in our daily life? So my answer is yes, we do use maths in our daily life. As if a day starts with chemistry, our day is incomplete without mathematics. So as I have written in my presentation, those are the most important concepts, or mathematical concepts we use in our daily life. Firstly, I have written pattern. This is a concept that we are learning since our primary classes, and we know that pattern is a design and which we use to put in our screen lock also. Nextly, I have written on measurements. Measurements is the most important we use in our daily life. We use to measure the distance, and when we go to grocery shops or to buy anything, we check the quantity of the items and according to the measurements. Nextly, I have written estimation. So as we go to some distance, we measure the distance to the time, or as we arrange some functions, we estimate the people to the food. In problem solving, this is the most important thing in our life. We go to shops, we buy goods, and we calculate the amount to give the balance amount and also to pay the money. So this is also related to maths, and it's also problem solving. Probability. Probability is the number of reflex or chance. This is the most important mathematical concept we use. Example, we say we didn't get umbrella, so by chance if rain comes, what happens? This is also probability. Next, fractions. This often we do all time, because when we have to share some food items to someone, we make the part of that items and divide it equally, and we share among our friends and family. Next, time and money. So the most important and the most precious thing in our life is time and money. So these are the mathematical concepts. We calculate the money and we spend the money. This often happens in our everyday life. Symmetry and geometry. These are the most viewed mathematical concepts. So in the top of the presentation, I have put a red question mark surrounded with different questions which we ask daily to ourselves or someone in our life. So those are will it rain today? It's a probability. What's the cost? What's the time? This related to time and money. How long it would take, and these are related to math. And also I have created 3 different boxes which says about the information related to math. So about the box, which I have written with the pictures, and another thing about the items, mathematical concepts, and nextly I have written down about the information on that. And I would conclude by saying we use as we use chemistry in our life, our day is incomplete without it. Thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, contestant number 1. Judges can ask your questions, if any, now.
No questions.
Yes, I guess we can move on with it.
Thanks.
Next up, E2. Meanwhile, E3, be ready. E2, can we have you unmuted, please?
Yes, sir.
E2, your time starts now.
We say life is science. We say life is art. We say life is that. Life is this. But have you all heard anyone saying life is mass? Well, I don't really think so. Sounds funny, isn't it? Life is mass. Everything we do from the moment we get up till we go to sleep, or even after we fall asleep and before we wake up, life is mass. For example, we get up in the morning, look at the clock or mobile to see the time. Perhaps we got up a bit early or a bit late, or we got up on time. It is mass, isn't it? How much time do we take to fresh up, have breakfast, get dressed for college, the time the classes commence, the time the classes conclude? Everywhere we see the calculation of time, the management of time. So it's all mass, mass and mass. Let us take other examples. Now the quantity of water which we take to fresh up, or for rinsing our mouth after brushing, the number of times we brush our teeth back and forth, the distance between the bedroom, the kitchen, the washroom, etc. It is all mass. The amount of tea powder that is used to add in the tea, the amount of rice that is soaked, cleaned and cooked, the amount of different masalas that are added to make it edible. If it is not a tasty curry, mass is used. How many spoons, glasses, grams or milligrams? Well, mass is needed for each of the things we do. We buy groceries. Vegetables is in kilos or grams. Now this is mass again. Now in the supermarket, the cashier tells me the amount of money that I owe to him. Now, again, this is mass. So the money that we earn, the money that we spend, or the money itself, everything depends on the calculations that is mass. If you are a sports person, basic knowledge of mass also helps you to keep the track of scores for every sports event. Geometry and trigonometry can help us or anyone who want to improve their skill in sports. It can help them find the best way to hit the ball, make a basket, or run around the track. So all in all, whatever a person is, just about anyone, farmer, cook, sports person, shopkeeper, mass is integral to each of the activity we do every moment. Thank you.
Thank you, E2. Judges, your time.
No question.
Yes, we'll move on with it. Next contestant, E3. E3, can you please have unmuted?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, E4, be ready. E3, your time starts now.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. This is my poster on the lines of today's topic, mathematics in daily life. The primary view of my poster consists of an illustration of human head. Science is all around us, and mathematics is the language of science. Be it chemistry, physics, or biology for that matter, every phenomenon in science can be explained by mathematics. In the right corner of the head, you can see a human being, plant, a chameleon with the depiction of frog eyes next to it. The diversity of patterns that we see in the nature, such as the spiral arrangement of petals on a flower, the spots on a leopard, and even the stripes of zebra, all follow certain mathematical principle. In the bottom left of the head, you see the connection between chemistry and mathematics. Mathematics has got a lot to do in understanding chemistry. Chemical processes aren't intuitive. They are always consistent, and math explains this consistency. At the center, the pie with the apple around the edges depicts the relationship between physics and mathematics. They are like the partners in understanding the world around us. So this Romeo and Juliet couple of scientific word can describe everything from the shape of planetary orbits to the properties of atoms. So the primary view of my poster summarizes the fact that everything that's in our head is science, and every scientific concept can be explained by mathematics. Now let's get into the wider aspect of the poster. To the top right corner, math plays a huge role in sports, be it statistic or improving players' performance. In case of basketball, the angle and the trajectory of your throw will decide if it's a goal or not. Next, politics. Politics is a number game. As a parliamentary democracy, my country's politics involves more numbers, permutations, and combination. Trigonometry is what helps engineers achieve such marvelous constructal design that we see all around us. To the left top corner, it's the illustration of numerology. Numerology, as we all know, is the mystical study of meanings of numbers. This probably explains the affinity many people feel for the number 7. Probability is not intuitive. Be it a game of cards or dice, probability explains how likely something is to happen. In India, every transaction is negotiable. Merchandise, cab fare, restaurant bill, wedding dowries, the list is endless. Even the betel leaf for the puja is subjected to negotiation. And all this negotiation involves some kind of mathematical brain. After all, the ultimate question is, why does mathematics describe nature? If you want to find out, then you must have the eyes of infinity and the zeal of 1090, like the man sitting on the stairs. Do you have the courage to enter the mysterious tunnel of numbers and see every aspect of life through the mathematical lenses? If you do, friend, everything in life is mathematics. Thank you.
Thank you, E3. Judges' time.
No questions. We can move forward.
Yes. Next up, E4. E4, can we have you unmuted, please?
Yes.
Yes. Meanwhile, E5, be ready. E4, your time starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank all our great mathematicians because of whom now we are able to feel mathematics. Maths is an inseparable piece of our life. Maths is everywhere. Regardless of what we are doing, as just what we are, Maths is consistently there if we notice it. While we go for shopping, we set up the rundown of required things what we need, and also the measurement of the cash we require. We also measure about it. And while we cook, we measure the required fixing for the cooking. This is conceivable only because of mathematics. Construction management professionals use mathematics skills to measure the heights, subtraction, and also to find the areas, volumes, etc. Mathematics also allows an chemist to measure the range of important concepts, physical scenarios, and also to solve the problems. Mathematics is everywhere, and mathematics is not just a subject to be learned to solve the problems in examinations, but also it's a life lesson to everyone. Mathematical problem can be directly related to the problem that we tend to fall in life. Mathematical equations or problems has its solution, and we get it only when we go through the problems thoroughly. The same way, the problems that we fall in our life can be solved only if we learn about our own problems. Coming to the graphics of the presentation, I have used different kinds of geometrical shape and also some images and some mathematical quads to make the presentation more vibrant and attractive. Thank you.
Thank you, E4. Judges' time.
No questions. Let's move forward.
Yes, moving on. Next, E5. E5, can we please have you unmuted?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Parikshit here, and now I'm going to speak about my poster. Can my
One
poster
second,
be?
one second. E6, be ready. E5, your time starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Parikshit. Maths is one of the most important subjects of life. We need maths in different fields, and its applications are also vital for carrying out the day-to-day tasks. In my posters, I have shown 9 important concepts of maths that I have been learning from my time in the lower classes up till today, which are as follows. Firstly, statistics, where large and mixed data are arranged in an easy and systematic manner, be it in the form of graphs, pie charts, flow charts, etc. Secondly, money. From a market to a bank, numerous transactions are carried out by using money. Thirdly, geometry, where we learn about different shapes, they are classified and identified. Fourthly, probability. Probability is where we determine the chances of an event happening. For example, who is going to get the first chance to play in a game by tossing a coin, how probable it is for to rain today, etc. Then visualizing solid shapes. I know we all have seen different shapes in our daily lives. For example, I have shown a pyramid over here, which is in three-dimensional shape, and we identify them it as a pyramid. And there are many more such shapes where we classify them as 3D objects. Then we go to fractions, where whole is divided into parts and parts are joined to get a whole. Seventh, time. Time is also very important, one of the very important concepts of mathematics, where we learn how to calculate time, how to read time, and how time helps us in our day-to-day lives. Eighth, trigonometry, which I might have learned in my high school, where we measure large distances in a very easy manner, which is not very easy when we measure it normally. Trigonometry is a very useful tool that helps us to do this. Then we have symmetry. Symmetry is where objects which we see in daily life are a pleasure and a harmony to watch. Symmetry is one of the most beautiful patterns that we see in our daily life. In my poster, I have presented all these 9 concepts in the form of a concept map. Thus, it also shows that how math is important in our day-to-day lives. And I'm thankful for the judges giving me time here to speak on maths and my poster. Thank you.
Thank you, E5. Judges' time. Any questions?
No questions.
Yes, we'll move on with this. Next up, E6. E6, can we please have you unmuted?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. E7, be ready. E6, your time starts now.
Good afternoon to one and all present here, and I'm Balaji from Christ Junior College, and basically the concept of maths is like for some people it's just complicated formulas and calculations which can't be applied in real life, right? And if you had asked me like when I was struggling with my 10th exams, I would say the same. But then the point of the event and what we are going to discuss now is basically the basic use of math in daily life, right? So when you go out, like you meet up with your friends, right? You make routine budgets and stuff. On all that comes under math, right? So that is one aspect of math that you always look into. And also, you are all living in your cozy homes right now, and because of the lockdown. And also, did you ever stop to think like Constructions also play a big role with math. They are like best friends. So like heights and distances and calculus, statistics, geometry, all that comes under constructions too. And did you ever think like during the lockdown people started posting videos of them exercising, training up and becoming bulked? Exercise and training also has a concept of math. Like ever did you ever think of that? um, so basically like you count for you're doing the exercises, you count, and then the how many calories you intake and all the stuff always comes into play. And also when you speak about fashion designing has a huge play in mathematics, like basic mathematical operations, ratios and percentages, ratios. Like if you talk about ratios, we were told to make a poster of 16:9 ratio. That's math again. And when you go to shop at grocery stores, right, like for cooking and baking and stuff like that, shopping at grocery stores or shopping at normal places, you still use math. And while cooking and baking, again, we use proportions and all that stuff. So if you are not ready to eat or you didn't have a lunch, just remember you didn't take in math now. And sports, of course, like my friends told, sports is basically math, and you have a lot of calculations to do. And again, training and exercise also comes into play there. Management of time. If we talk about management of time, like I had to come up in under the 3 minutes. So that's again management of time, mathematics. And here I had to use my computer to basically present and also speak to you guys to hear. So that again comes into play, like computation, algorithm, coding methods, cryptography. All the future is based on math. So I'm gonna end my speech by saying that my presentation by saying that, like you see on my presentation, that it's triangles, circles. Math is not only about that. Math is fun, like the way I've presented in the name itself. Thank you.
Thank you, E6. Judges, any questions?
No.
Okay, we move on with this. E7, can we have E7 unmuted, please?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Meanwhile, E8, be ready. E7, your time starts now.
Good afternoon. Math is a very interesting subject. We often hear people complaining, where is math everywhere? Because we all find it a bit difficult in some cases, but also interesting. So here is a poster. It all starts with a math book, I say a grid math book, and a graph with x and y axis showing the comparison between daily life and use of math. So here we have a small little girl, again height, showing the use of math, staring at an, I would say, a sculpture, abstract sculpture. Again, she's trying to estimate the height. Here we can see the use of trigonometry. And to represent daily life, I have shown a person brushing his teeth and also having a watch which represents the use of time in our life. Coming to what we see things usually, maths is often used in currency exchange. And then coming up to the measurements, we often wear dress, we find it loose, tight, and here I just represented a gown showing that measurement is important in maths. Then we have a baseball court. So baseball court represents the use of math in sports. It may be the dimension and also the to improve one's level in the sport. And then we have a container having measurements in it. This represents the use of math, where we try to get the exact measurement to accomplish a certain task, such as cooking or even painting. Coming to the next part, fractions. We often use fraction in sharing things with each other. And I have pizza, one of the most favorite cuisine dish of us. And then I have a sun showing the weather, which represents probability if it's going to rain or This is sunny day. So this is a normal, in a simple abstract presentation of usage of maths. Thank you.
Thank you, E7. Judges, any questions?
No.
Okay, we'll move on with this. E8, can we have you unmuted, please? E8.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Meanwhile, E9, be ready. E8, your time starts now.
Good afternoon. This in this poster, this how do you use math in daily life, like planning a trip, planning a trip. We need to prepare a budget. Need to prepare a budget. We need to have a plan. So these are all things used in maths. So mathematic operations, many things are used in planning a trip. And time management is the difficult task. That's time management is one of the difficult tasks. Time management consists of time management, uh, mathematical operations, and reading a analog clock. So calculation. So these are the things you use for time management. And someone had to read the time management. So it is very difficult task, and it is also useful. And routine budgets means preparing a budget to construction purpose, or to buy, or to pay EMIs, or to save, buy a car, etc. Routine budgets include uh, mathematics, basic mathematical operations, and you need a plan to prepare a budget. And shopping shopping is used in many stores, like stores keep such schemes as one buy one free, 50% off, and discounts, etc. So you should ratios and percentages, basic operations and percentages, ratios are used in shopping. Weight, price per unit, these are all included in shopping. So these all represent in daily life to use math. Somehow all these things are related to math. Thank you.
Thank you, E8. Judges, any questions?
No
Okay,
questions.
we move on with this. Now presenting E9. E9, can we have you unmuted?
Yes.
Yes. Meanwhile, E10, be ready. E9, your time starts now.
Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. I will be presenting about what are the daily uses of maths. If we see maths, it is like in every aspect of our life. If you wake up in the morning, you go and go to the mirror and stand, you will find symmetry in your body. Life in the math is in your body itself. So I've shown here three things which are basic, very basic things in which you can find maths in your daily life. Like first is sports. Sports means you might have, everyone will be playing sports. So sports have a lot of things which carries maths. Like the grounds in which you play are usually oval in shape or rectangular in shape. For example, if we say badminton court, it has rectangular shapes, and basketball grounds, it has also rectangular shape. It also have semicircles, and other sports as well. Another thing in which math is used in sports is like we have to while we play badminton, we have to seize the angle and we have to hit the shuttle. So not only like math dedicates us in sports by giving shape, but also angles and trigonometry is also given there. If we see the second topic, medicine, math is in medical field as well. When we go to the doctor, he prescribes us some medicines, like which time to take which medicine. He gives us medicine in proportion. Every medicine is made in some proportions. This proportion is done by maths. When the medicines are made, they have to be made by different elements. These elements are also put in some proportions. This medicine which is made is also done by maths also, maths only. Third is food. If we see food, like we now younger generation usually like junk foods. So if we go to Domino's and all, they we get to eat pizza. So if everyone gets a piece, means everyone is getting the equal part. How it is done? It is done by symmetry, which comes under math. Not only this, if we cut a cake, it is cut in pieces, equal pieces. This is also done by maths only. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, E9. Judges, any questions?
No questions.
Yeah, we'll move on with this. Next up, E10. E10, can we have you unmuted, please? Yes. Meanwhile, E11, get ready. E10, your time starts now.
So, a very good afternoon to everyone present here. At the first glance on the poster depicted on your screen, you see normal everyday people like you and me doing normal everyday things. But do we ever think how much of maths goes behind each of this? For example, when we go shopping, we all love discounts, and discounts are calculated by math. It is very simple, but it's very effective. Not to mention finance. This entire branch is based entirely on math. We use many branches of math over here, such as algebra, calculus, and statistics. Now you may wonder how music and math intersect. Well, music itself is actually actually has a lot of math. For example, um, the frequencies at which the strings vibrate, the number of chords, number of notes, etc. Everything has math in it. Now, next, you may think how a person standing on the rooftop is an example of math. Well, but we all forget that the buildings, the houses that we live in are all built because of math. There is mathematical principles applied in our architecture. We also forget about time. The whole concept of time is based around math. How many minutes, seconds, etc. Everything is calculated using math. Next, we have art. In art, the proportions are governed by math. For an example, if you consider the world famous painting, the phases are made in the proportion of the golden ratio, which gives it its beautiful appeal. Next, moving on. This is obvious, but we learn maths as a subject on its own. But apart from learning it in depth, it's also used in many other branches. It's used in physics, chemistry, biology, etc. Now, without math, the public transportation would be an entire mess. The way the cars move, the way the airplane moves, everything is governed by math. Now, these are just a very few examples of the numerous application maths has in our life. Maths is found in nature. Maths is found from the moment you wake up. The world is governed by mathematical principles. So, to understand the beauty behind the math, you have to be patient. Math is all about understanding and experiencing the beauty behind it. Thank you.
Thank you, E10. Next up, E11. E11, can we please have you unmuted?
Neville, I think E11 is absent today. We can move forward with E12.
Yes. Okay, judges, please note participant E11 is not there. If present, later we will be giving him or her chance towards the end. Now up E12. E12, can we please have you unmuted? Meanwhile, E13, be ready. Now presenting E12. E12, your time starts now.
Hello everybody, my name is Radhika and today I'm going to talk about a topic about math in daily life. As we know, math, what is math? If we say what is math, it's a measurement or numbers or something like space or any geometrical things. We only use that. But math is everywhere. Math is around you, math is in whatever you do. Math, the dress you wear, it has maths. What you eat, in that also you have maths. Whatever things you do, everything you have maths, because math is more than science. Science develops by math. To know science, you need to know math. And math is like and like now when we eat, in that what, like we make rice, in that rice how much rice we need to put, how much water we should put, we should know that. In that we use math, like in that we use measurement and other things. Like you go to shop or buy something, you need to calculate. For that also you need math. It's like math is like everything for us. Like you can say math is the father of science also. And in maths you can have several options where we can use math. Daily life, as everyone know, we use it in daily life. As my expectation, 90% we use math in our daily life. So what can it be? So it is like we using, as I said before, in that or eating or shopping or anything we use it. But how we use it, it should depend on us. How we do that, it should be depend on us. How we use that math in daily life. But it's every way you live. Like as we know, math came from the word in Greek word. It's a Greek word. It means tenacious. In Greek, it means tenacious, and it's like. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
In studies, math is used because we need it in our further life or future. We need it. Math is like, I'm using math a lot, that word a lot, because in this topic I'm talking about math. So math is like, you can see in my page, I didn't use so many words, but 90%, as I said, that 90% of maths we use in our daily life, and the sums which we use everywhere. We need plus or minus or divided by or anything, any signs in our daily lives also. In the field of engineering or software or accounting or finance, we need that. So we can do our best in a field. And thank you for the chance to talk. Thank you for giving me a chance to talk about this topic.
Thank you, E12. Next up, E13. E13, can we have you unmuted? Meanwhile, E14, be ready. Now presenting E13. E13, your time starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I have tried to cover a wide range of applications of math in my poster, ranging from household level to global level. Basically, it is the mathematical tools which help us apply the various fields of science and commerce so as to build new and innovative technologies which help advance human civilization and make our lives more comfortable. We cannot evolve without maths because it is inherent in us. Some of the things which we have been doing from the beginning, like budgeting and maintaining the balance of our houses, bargaining and managing household expenditure, these have been somehow inherent in us and we have developed it naturally over the course of time. But there are some complex applications of maths, like the global positioning system, which uses maths different areas like you calculate the distance between a satellite and a coordinate by using the simple distance speed time relation and using the mathematical tool to find it. You multiply the speed of light with the time which it takes to uh, take a signal from one place to another, and the whole coordinate system and the idea about latitudes, longitudes, that could be applied only with the aid of maths. And not only GPS, different applications are really calculators which have their specific dimensions and are using specific areas of maths. So whenever you're using your mobile, you're basically just using maths all the time in your life. And measuring in general speed, length, temperature, time, quantities, which my friends have earlier mentioned. This is very basic. We apply our science in trying to measure things and actually bring use of the theory in real life. That can be only possible because of maths, and it is a very dynamic tool used in different areas of life, like sports as well, where a sports commentator uses maths to calculate the new score and to calculate the average scores of different teams, to know which batsman is leading in cricket, which tennis player is the most. How do you decide who is the number one tennis player now? You calculate all the data available, which is built into algorithms in your computer, which have mathematical basic from numeral systems, basic mathematical principles to calculate all these things. And the physics of projectile motion and its mathematical applications are fundamental in any sports. So basically, I would say that from simple natural techniques to advanced technology, which is based on algorithms, maths is embedded in our lives and we cannot live without it. And that is the only way in which humans evolve, because they have the capability to interpret the maths in their natural scales and theorize and apply it. Thank you.
So this was E13 for you all. Thank you, E13. Next up, E14. E14, can we please have you unmuted?
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, E15, be ready. Now presenting E14. E14, your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Son Shanbog, and today I will be presenting about the poster that I have created for this competition. As the theme says, math in daily life. The common thought most people, especially youngsters, have is, when will I ever use math in my life? I don't think I will even use it in my job. According to these people, math is just a use of complicated formulas and calculations which won't be ever applied in real life. But maths is the universal language which is applied in almost every aspect of life. The truth is that we use maths all the time. It is important to note how one experiences these mathematical applications in their daily life from the time they get up from bed till they go back to bed at night. Be it a cook, a farmer, or any individual, everyone in daily life. Math can help us do many things that are important in our daily lives, like cooking, sports, managing time, driving, budgeting, exercising, and many other more. Here, in my poster, I have created a wall and put up different images which signifies the different daily activities we go through. Math is beyond all the tasks we do, although we might not realize it. It is important for us to acknowledge the impact of math that has on these activities. For example, in the poster you can see on the left, there is a photo of time management, or right, there is a construction photo, or many other photos like this describe the daily activities we go through. So, to show that math was beyond all of this, and we should now realize its importance, I have made the math logo and the symbols in the center to show that they are breaking out of the wall, depicting that math was beyond all of this, and now it's clearly visible. Now, let me tell you some of the more real-life situations where math is applied. Let's take, for example, one of the common ones like cooking. A series of steps are followed for telling us how much of the quantity to be used for cooking, like the proportions of different ingredients, or the methods of cooking, the cookware to be used, or like even the utensils or the things that are found in the kitchens. To build that, geometry, which is on maths, is used. Such basic and different mathematical concepts are used in cooking. Calculations, geometry, ratio and proportions, and many other mathematical applications are used in cooking. Next, we'll move on to another basic example, driving. Speed, distance, and time. All these three things are studied in mathematical subjects, which are basics of driving, irrespective of any mode of transportation. Maths help us to answer the following question, like how much should be the speed to cover a particular distance, or how much time should be taken, or when to increase or decrease the speed to reach a particular distance. These are all the ways in which maths are used in our daily life. I hope my poster was able to convey this message and show the importance of maths. That's it for my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, E14. Participants, a small reminder for all of you. You are all requested not to leave the meeting till the end, as the feedback form and the e-certificate link will be issued in the chat box at the end of this meet. So kindly stay back till the end. Next up, E16, E15. E15, can we please have you unmuted?
Yes, can you see me?
Yes, you're audible and visible. Meanwhile, E16, be ready. E15, your time starts now.
Good evening, all. Good evening, teachers. I am Srivardhan from Christ PU College, Bangalore. As we all know that math is the most important aspect of each person's life. All he does is math and science in it. Today, I'm going to give some of the examples using the poster I made. Sports. Trigonometry helps in training the players. For example, aiming a perfect shot or stroking a ball at a perfect area. Geometry is used to construct and maintain the ground in a perfect shape. And the next is time management. Time management does not involve reading an annual clock, but also planning one's futuristic budget, which has to plan for the whole month. Nowadays, we just spend time at night using mobile and not getting enough sleep. If one plans perfectly, he can overcome that difficulty by making a proper timetable using math. Body maintenance. If you are maintaining a diet to gain muscle or lose muscle, then one must make standard amount of calories. That's where math is useful and abundant. Monthly budget. One must still think of the upcoming expenses and the expenses he had spent. He then takes a decision on how much he has to spend in upcoming days. We cannot use all the money, so we need math. Cooking. When cooking food in restaurants or some auspicious events, one must for sure check the amount of ingredients he used in cooking. Then next comes fashion designing. Especially if someone is having photo shoots or some special events, then the person asks for perfect fit, where designer takes measurement using nothing but math. And there are many more examples of using math in daily life, such as if you are using Google Map and enter the coordinate numbers of a location, you get the perfect location of a place, and it was also used in manufacture of many things around us, such as the pen. You take the perfect measurement of the pen and manufacture it. And then comes the projector and spectacle lens, by which you get the perfect amount of power you need for your eyes, and many more things. Maths is everywhere we spend our time in our life. Thank you, judges. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, E15. Next up, a final participant, E16. Can we have you unmuted, please?
Yes, sir.
Now presenting
Hello,
E16. E16, your time starts now.
hello everyone. I'm Harshita from NSAM PU College, Nantur. As we all know, maths is very useful aspect in our life. Actually, it is a science that deals with quantity, shapes, arrangement, and etc. And maths is a part of me, money, construction, management, and business also. And come across to my poster. In cooking also it is used to measure 1 liter of milk or 1 kg of corn flour, etc. And in and we come across to money. Money by depositing or in bank we deposit money, we withdraw money. So by counting money, it is used max. And also in construction by using buildings or house length or breadth or height. And in calendar also it is used by counting the number of days, by keeping schedules also. And in store by seeing the quantity of a thing, or by seeing the price, maths is used. So in pandemic situation by COVID-19 also maths is used by uh, when we see across 3V. See, how many members are dead, how many members have got COVID-19, etc. So maths is maths also helped in past, and it is helpful in present also, and it is helpful in future also. So maths is everywhere, and we will use maths in our daily life, and it helps to make a better choices throughout our life. So thank you so much.
Thank you, E16. So this was it for our event E-REKHA. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to thank our judges for their time and patience throughout the competition. We would like to apologize for any errors throughout the competition period. Now we have with us our judge, Mrs. Priya Montero. Ma'am, I request you to speak a few words.
Thank you. So it was a great pleasure to meet you all in this platform, and each one of you have done a fantastic job, whether you have won or not. But all of you have put a great effort, and because of your enthusiastic participation, this event became a successful one. And also, I want to thank this competition coordinator, Miss Shaila Priya, and also student coordinator of all the event. Because of this, because of you all, this competition has become a successful one. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now the participants are given an opportunity to unmute and share your experience. Any words of feedback and suggestions is appreciated.
Thank you for giving the opportunity for this event. It was very good, and everyone explained very well.
Thank you, Harshita. Anyone else would like to speak up?
Yes, I would like to say a few words. I think the competition was very well organized, and everyone was very good at presenting and speaking about the topic, and everyone was competitive and enthusiastic, which made it even more interesting and nice to be a part of. Thank you for the opportunity to compete.
Thank you, Harshita and Amna.
Yeah.
Neville, just check whether E11 is present.
Yes. Do we have E11 with us? E11? Would you please unmute yourself if you're present in the meet? I guess he's just absent for the event.
Yeah, we can move forward.
Yes. Balaji, you have raised your hand.
Yeah. So I just wanted to tell that the event went pretty smoothly, and also the best part of the event was that we could see each other's presentations and posters, and we get to take something back. Like we get to learn some stuff, and also everyone brought a different view. Like even though there were some common points, everyone brought a different view onto what mathematics can be in daily life, and I think that's really interesting. And I would like to thank Team E-REKHA for that.
Thank you, Balaji. The ones who have raised your hand can now unmute and speak up. Smiling Ye, if that's you.
Yeah, actually, I want to thank the Santa Aloysius organizers to conducting this event because it was interesting, and previously several events happened. All are interesting, and I want to thank the people who conducted this. They give us like support, like when the starting, the way they talk nice, and everyone's poster was also nice. Everyone tried their best, and thank.
Yes, thank you all the contestants for being a part of this event and participating with a healthy and a sporting mind. Once again, thank you all for participating and making this event a successful one. Thank you one and all.